Ladies and gentlemen, I am Double Tap, and I'm here to talk to you today about the worst thing in gaming. Now, some of you will have jumped to the conclusion that I'm going to talk once again about microtransactions and mobile gaming because it's a well-known fact by now that I absolutely abhor both of them. However, that's not what I'm here to talk to you about today. Today, I'm here to talk about Destiny, Bungie, and their pricing model. Now, to provide a little bit of background to Destiny, it's a shooter, an MMO, and it can be played on console. In the article from Kotaku.com.au, or regular Kotaku for the rest of the world, titled The Messy True Story Behind the Making of Destiny by Jason Schreier, published in October 2015, he talks about the background of Destiny and the issues that happened during its making. So, the first thing I note is that the original voice actor Peter Dinklage for Ghost in the game was scrapped. So they did use his voice in the original game, and apparently it was lacking a certain je ne sais quoi. They then hired Nolan North for The Taken King to revoice the entire game for Ghost. So of course you're going to incur costs there. Now the other thing that happened during development was that the writer of the game submitted the story and the lore to the board, and the board rejected it. They said with a year left of development, a year before release, they said to get rid of it and rewrite. They said it was not satisfactory and not the direction that they wanted to go in. Which is fair enough, but you've got to note that they were 1 year away from releasing the game. They'd already done press on it. So they went back and reworked the game, and they made a Frankenstein. This Frankenstein was what was released, and we now call that Vanilla Destiny. Vanilla Destiny, of course, was a release of a AAA game, retailing for anywhere from 79 to 120 Australian dollars. A lot of people bought this game. Jimmy D was one of them. He is a year one Vanilla Destiny player. They then released 2 DLC packs, $25 each, or $40 for the combined pack. And then recently they released The Taken King. As I stated, The Taken King is a new story, and the writer of the original Destiny left. They then proceeded to reassign or fire any writers from the original Destiny and hire an entire new team to write The Taken King, which they reused assets and the like. This then leads into my issue, the pricing structure. The original version of Destiny, or Vanilla Destiny, was, as I said, anywhere from $70 to 110 Australian dollars. If you bought that, you were a year one Destiny player, and that's nice. Then you go and buy the DLC packs. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt that people waited for the 2 packs to come out and bought the expansion pass being $40. 40 Australian dollars. This brings your total of the game up to, and I'm going to be undervaluing here, $70 for the original game, $40 for the expansion pass, $110. Then they release The Taken King, and the issue that you run into here is that The Taken King, you either have to buy the deluxe or the exclusive editions, or the regular edition. Now the regular edition is $70. You're paying for a full retail game again. Now, the story behind my issue, ladies and gentlemen, is that Jimmy D, being a year one player, had the Destiny disc. He wanted to play The Taken King and found out that this scenario happened. He then decided to take his game, trade it in, and buy The Taken King. So yes, he's doubling down, taking his total value to approximately $180 to $200 for one game. No physical exclusives given. He bought The Taken King, did not trade in Destiny Vanilla because he found out that his trade-in value was approximately $10, not worth his time. So he then decided to give me the game so that we could play together and experience the multiplayer that is Destiny. And let me say, it is a very solid multiplayer experience. And I jumped in, we played through the story, and within a couple of days we'd beaten the story. There's not much there. My question to Jimmy D at completion of Destiny is, what the bloody hell was in Vanilla Destiny? What made this a AAA game? There was nothing there, it is bare bones, and after the article that was released by Kotaku, you could clearly see that Destiny was nothing. It's a shell of what it should have been. Then I was put in the awkward position where we needed more content because it is an enjoyable multiplayer experience. So I bought the expansion passes, thinking $40, that's fine, I didn't pay a cent for the original game. So I paid my $40, we played through those, and once again within 1 or 2 days, we'd finished the story. We couldn't do many raids or heroic missions because I was stuck at level 34. And I said to Jimmy D, we're playing one night, why the hell haven't I gained any experience? Why the hell is my loot drop so shit? So we googled it and found out that in order to reach the max level cap and do any heroic raids and receive legendary drops, you have to have the Taken King. This put me in the awkward position where I had to go and spend another $70 on this game. That, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is not worth $70 at all. So that I can continue playing with my friend. I did this. I did spend the $70. It hurt, it was upsetting, and I hated it. I did not want to do it, and I resent Bungie so deeply for making me do this. So I bought the game, and we played. Now, the Taken King is a completely different experience to Destiny. It's so much more cinematic and atmospheric. It is clearly what Destiny should have been, and what they were aiming for, at least a very close representation of what it should have been. And it totally is worth your time and money if you're a brand new player. But if you're a year 1 player, you get bent over and... Now, to really harken on this point, in an article from Business Insider Australia by Dave Smith in June 2015, titled, "This hostile interview with the Destiny creative director has turned into a PR disaster," it's very clear to see that Bungie and Destiny were very, very cocky and knew exactly what they were doing. They knew they'd take people's money like mine, and they knew it was bad strategy. So Luke Smith, creative director on Destiny's last expansion, The Taken King, was interviewed by Eurogamer. Now, I'll link this article in the description so you can go and have a read yourself. But they do discuss the pricing, they do discuss the exclusive editions. And then Luke pokes at the interviewer. And he says, you're feeling anxious because you want this exclusive content, but you don't know how much you want it. The notion of spending this money is making you anxious. I can see that. The interviewer then replies, I do want them. I would buy them. Luke says, if I fired up a video right now and showed you the emotes, you would throw money at the screen. This cocky creative director believes that any Destiny player would just throw their money at them. And unfortunately, he's right. We're supporting a bad behaviour in the gaming industry. We're supporting bad pricing models. The Eurogamer then goes on to state, what I'm saying is that fan frustration is not because they don't understand the proposition, it comes regardless of how cool the exclusive content is. The frustration, and mine as a fan, is that the method of acquiring it requires me to rebuy content I bought a year ago. Essentially the issue Jimmy D ran into, essentially the issue I ran into. You have to double down on the content. There is no way to buy a vanilla Taken King to go on top of your vanilla Destiny. You have to go through the expansion pass, and then you have to go and buy the $70 collection of the Taken King, which includes the expansion pass. My recommendation, ladies and gentlemen, obviously is that should you have vanilla Destiny, throw it out, give up the game, it's done. If you're new though, and you want to get into Destiny, go buy the Taken King. It's a fantastic run through, totally worth your money. But do not support the bad behaviour of game developers. And it's not just Bungie, and it's not just Destiny. There are striking similarities in the gaming industry currently. The first of these I want to mention is Uncharted 4. In an article published by TechnoBuffalo.com in October this year by Eric Fredrickson, titled 5 5-star Washington fans of Uncharted 4 after weird changes. It discusses the changes that happened in Uncharted 4 and Naughty Dog's leadership. Alan Tudyk was a voice actor. He's a well-known actor from Firefly and Dodgeball. He was a voice actor on Uncharted 4. And he quoted openly to IGN, I liked it. They fired, I left. I quit. So I didn't like it. He continues, I left because they decided to go a different way with it, and so when they did that, when they changed the leadership, it made my contract null and void, and I was able to take that opportunity to walk away. Now this bears a striking similarity to the voice acting of Peter Dinklage. You hire a very well-known actor to give your game a little bit stronger representation to the mass market. And then they quit. So then the consumer has to bear that cost, because that cost they have to remunerate them from somewhere. That cost then gets put onto us as consumers, and no doubt with Uncharted we're going to see either microtransactions for the multiplayer or some kind of expansion pass. Now that's not typically what Uncharted has done, but clearly they went through that leadership change, that creative direction change, and the consumer's going to bear the cost. The next one I seek to note is that Star Wars Battlefront has come out and said that there will be a $50 expansion pass or a season pass. Now that is $50 American. God Almighty only knows it will either be 60 or 70 Australian dollars, meaning that you're paying $120 for the base game and $50 for the expansion, being $150 to $160 for one game, same as Destiny. This is bad behaviour by developers, and we should not be encouraging it, because what will happen is they're going to just charge again. They're going to do it because apparently it works. If we keep supporting it, they're going to go and do it. Now, I have obviously been guilty. I do confess to that for Destiny. And let me tell you this, it will never happen again in games. I do not support microtransactions, I do not buy them. And I will never again buy an expansion pass like this. I would note that Review Tech USA has done fantastic videos on this kind of topic, where he discusses the idea that if consumers support them, then they're going to continue doing it. And not only that, that with games being released, they should release them fully complete and just jack up the price at release date. Pay $120 rather than $80 or $90 and get the full content all at once. In my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, we need to support the good developers like CD Projekt Red, who released The Witcher. Now, they supported the community by releasing 16 free DLCs, some fantastic free patches, and then they released some really good expansions, at least one expansion thus far, at a very good price of $15. You get an extra 10 hours. Now, one of my earlier videos was an unboxing of a physical edition. That physical edition came with Gwent cards, something that was fantastic to the game and that players loved. And yes, you could buy it for approximately $30. Now, we're still nowhere near the realms of Destiny, and you get so much more bang for your buck. Support the good developers. Do not support the bad developers and bad pricing models. It's absolutely disgusting and abhorrent and should not be tolerated by us as gamers. You need to be angry about this, and you need to not fall for the same trap that I and Jimmy D did. Do not support them, and please keep your eye on games like Uncharted 4 and Star Wars Battlefront. I've been Double Tap. This has been AGR. Don't forget to like and subscribe and submit your topic for us to review.